celebrating National Ag Week, live on the road with Farm in the Four States, and we are in Harrison, Arkansas at North Arkansas College. 54 degrees being reported at Monette, 52 degrees here in Harrisonville. A lot of clouds and overcast conditions around the four-state region, and that is holding the temperatures down right now. They're hoping that we can get up into the mid-60s, but the sun's going to have to break out, and right now that just is not happening, so we'll see if the sun can fight its way through those clouds later on this afternoon. Again, celebrating National Ag Week. We've been on the road every day this week with Farm in the Four States, and today a special Thursday edition of Farm in the Four States. And we're at another one of our educational institutions here in the four-state region. They have a quality ag program here at Harrison at North Arkansas College, and we're going to be visiting with the folks and talking a little bit about their ag program. And we were talking earlier about National Ag Day starting back in 1973. Well, North Arkansas College was founded in 1974, so they've both been running about the same time. And a lot of different areas of study here at North Ark. You've got business, criminal justice, engineering and skilled trades, health and medical, also information technology. But we're going to be talking about the agriculture department. We've got with us today Matt Shekels, the agricultural program director. And Matt, we appreciate your time today. Thanks so much for visiting with us and telling us a little bit about what goes on here at North Ark.
Yes, no problem. Thanks for being here, and happy to celebrate National Ag Week. It's a big week.
Well, we talked about the school's been here since '74. How long has the ag program been here? Has it been here since the beginning?
Just shortly after, yes. We've been here for quite a while. I believe the program started in around 1978 and has went through a lot of changes through the years, but been here for quite a while.
Well, here in 2016, about how many students do you have enrolled in just a ballpark figure into the ag side of things?
We are right around 60 to 63 right now. We, of course, we just have freshmen and sophomore. We're a transfer program, so we've been trending up the last few years. We about 4 years ago, when I took over the program, we were down around 20, 25 students. So we've had quite a bit of growth the last few years.
Of course, North Arkansas College divided up into 3 campuses as well. You've got
yes.
the Central Campus, you've got a North Campus, and we're here on the South Campus, which is where the greenhouse is, and that's where the folks that are watching today on the Farming in the Four States channel, I forgot to mention that, we're streaming live video. You can go to the KRMO.com page and get a link off of the KRMO.com there under the Farming in the Four States logo to find the streaming audio web TV, or streaming video, I should say, in web TV. Or you can go to CityLinkTV.com and search for Farming in the Four States channel. We are streaming live video. And the folks that are watching online, we're here in the greenhouse. We'll talk a little bit about that greenhouse later in the program as well. So 3 different campuses. Are portions of the Ag Education Department at all 3, or are you just in certain areas of the campuses?
The majority of our program is here on South. We do have a degree that's a non-transfer degree, and that includes technical classes like welding, electrical, plumbing, those type of classes, and those are on North Campus. We've got a whole array of classes and programs up there. Of course, that go into construction industry, that go into heating and cooling, that kind of thing. But part of our program is up there with those classes.
Well, we're talking about, you've been around since the late 70s. What's been the main purpose of the agriculture program here at North Arkansas College?
The main purpose, when it first started out, was to be connected to the community, to provide community classes, to try to support the local ag community and their educational needs. Through the years, we've offered feeding courses, animal health courses, try to be connected to the community. The way the program looks today is we are a transfer program. We have about 90% of our students come here to get their first 2 years and then transfer on to a 4-year university. We have ties to University of Arkansas, Arkansas Tech University, Arkansas State University, and we transfer to several others as well. But 90% of our students are transferring on to get their 4-year degree. We've got quite a few degree areas we transfer in. Our top 2 are, our number 1 is ag business. That degree is so versatile. Students can do so many things with that degree. After that, it's animal science, communications, ag ed, and then we also quite a few public relations, horticulture. We're one of our areas that I'm sure we'll talk lots about today is horticulture is exploding in our area and in our programs. We transfer that. Quite a few areas.
Yeah, I'm just looking down the list here. You've got poultry, you've got livestock, you've got soil science, equine, and then your horticulture. You cover just about all aspects of it, don't you?
Very much. It's very much the first 2 years that you would get at U of A, Tech, or ASU, we try to offer those here. You know, your main core ag classes to go with the general ed and those type of classes. We try to offer those and do a really good job of getting a foundation into the students.
Not only do you have the classroom work, but you also have a lot of hands-on areas. We're in one of them here today, the greenhouse. You've also got beef cattle and equine operations. You've got a 40-acre learning lab here associated with the college. You got lots of different ways for students to get out and get their hands dirty.
Absolutely. One thing I've learned when I was coming through classes and teaching students nowadays is you can have all the technology you want, smart boards, all that in the classroom, but agriculture students want to get out and actually do what we're talking about. So that's one thing we've tried to do at the college is build a greenhouse where we are current with industry standards, and that when we talk about this stuff, we can actually come out and do it. Our beef cattle labs, we try to go out and do the AI, do pelvic measurements, do nutrition trials. We do worming trials, and anything that we are talking about that's concrete in our class, we try to actually go out and do it, because that's one thing I've kind of learned through the years is a lot of students that we are getting nowadays, some of them aren't coming from farms, so they don't have that concrete background, so they need some of that concrete background in order to have a career in agriculture, to be able to connect with their future customers. So it's something that we are, we want students to be satisfied and in the program, but we want them to be connected to what's actually going on in the real world.
And you guys have a lot of facilities that you're able to do the teaching at here at North Ark too.
Yeah, we're lucky. We've got quite a few with the college itself, and then we're also connected to a lot of local people. Our poultry producers. In our area we have a lot of poultry, Tyson and Butterball, and so we're connected to them. And then we also are connected to a lot of beef cattle operations. In our area, just south of us, we've got one of the guys that started ultrasounding and is connected to the breed associations, and we're able to go and have a lab with him, and he can tell the students, what you're looking for marbling and ribeye area, and it's great to have those connections because it really makes the program a lot better.
Of course, with any higher education, there's a lot of classroom work involved, and of course, what's your philosophy, the way you instruct your students here, and kind of what's behind the way a class would typically go?
The way we try to do it at the college is, first of all, we have small class sizes, so you're not going to walk into a class that has 70, 80 students. They're going to be a max of 25, 30, so you have that one-on-one hands-on. And what I like to call it is more of a two-way lecture, where it's not just somebody standing up there going through a PowerPoint and the students aren't engaged.
Right.
We try to use technology in the class, where we're using their cell phones and different things, and try to make it a two-way where they're engaged, that they actually are taking in the stuff we're talking about. And of course, in a lot of our classes, we connect it to, I try to bring in experience. I try to bring in some speakers that are in the trenches that are actually doing this stuff. And so my goal and my philosophy is to try to let the students connect it to something that they see as important, that they see this class as more than just sitting in a chair and going through it, that they actually see it. It connects to real-world things going on right now.
Of course, if you want to learn more about North Arkansas College, you can find them online at northark.edu. That's northark.edu. You can find all about all of the services they offer and all the educational advancements that they have. And, of course, there are scholarships available as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We have some scholarships that are donated by a local bank and some local producers. We also, our club president's going to talk about it as well, we also have a scholarship program within our ag club that as they are more active and connected, they can get scholarships through that to help them with their in their career as well.
Again, we're visiting with Matt Shekels, the Ag Program Director here at North Arkansas College in Harrison, Arkansas, and something that's always nice to see, whether it's a 2-year college or a 4-year college, and North Ark is a 2-year institution, but the successes that your students have after they leave school, and you were wanting to talk about some of those.
Yeah, that's where you take a lot of pride in, is when you actually have students that transfer on and are doing well. And in the last few years, we've actually been able to have a few of those. We've got one that came from a local school, and she thought she wanted to go in ag communications, and when she got into our high tunnel and our greenhouse, she fell in love with horticulture, and She is now at University of Arkansas, about to finish up her bachelor's. She's going into the master's program, going to be working with their research departments. And this summer, she had a internship with Noble Foundation, which is a very prestigious foundation, and she excelled and did well there. She actually researched tomatoes in smart pots. She came from our program, and that's one thing I take pride in, is when students find their passion and find something that they can do for the rest of their life, that it greatly impacts their life. And we've also had a few transferred to Tech, and they're part of Collegiate FFA and Collegiate Farm Bureau now, and heavily involved. And that'd be one thing I would say, that us as a college, we really take pride in student successes. When you look at our website, we're flashing the things that students are doing, or past students are doing and have succeeded in, and that's what it's all about, is helping our students succeed and take that next step in their life.
Yeah, because we were talking earlier in the week with some folks up at Columbia, and there was a couple of them about ready to graduate in May, and they were talking about how they got their foundation set to go out into the workforce and into the real world. You guys are setting that foundation to go on and continue their degree. You get that first 2 years, get solidly underneath your feet here at North Ark, and then transfer on and continue that education at a 4-year school, and that's what you guys are all about here.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we, with a small community we have, in the agriculture program, with these classes, it becomes more like a family, and I'm sure a lot of other ag programs are like that, where the students come in and they become part of a family. They just really blossom, and that's what it's all about, is seeing these students learn the concepts, take that next step in life.
And like you said, there's so many advantages, because it doesn't matter what form of education it is, whether it's kindergarten up to high school to college.
Yeah.
And you mentioned about the smaller class sizes, the more hands-on, and that's what's great about your local community colleges and local colleges in the area, because those smaller class sizes allow everybody to be more involved. And like you said, everybody knows everybody, and it's a great big family.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's what we love.
Well, we sure appreciate you having us down today. Thank you so much for your time. We're going to visit with a couple of more of your folks here. We've got a student and some more staff here to visit with. But, Matt, we appreciate it very much. Thanks.
Thanks for having me here.
Matt Shekels, Ag Program Director here at North Arkansas College in Harrison, Arkansas. Again, you can find out more about their programs and their ag department by going online, northark.edu. That's northark.edu. We're going to visit one of the students here at North Arkansas College coming up. But first, a word from our sponsor. We'll be back with more Farm in the Four States right after this. AM 990 Ag Source Radio. We're also streaming live video today from North Arkansas College in Harrison, Arkansas at Farming in the Four States channel on CityLinkTV.com. You can also find a link to our web TV channel by going to KRMO.com and then click on the Farming in the Four States logo. Pleased to be here today as we continue our travels around the area, celebrating National Ag Week. Got started back last weekend and continues through this weekend. National Ag Week set each year in the month of March to help recognize and support all the accomplishments of agriculture, and we are here at North Arkansas College today in Harrison, visiting with the folks down here about their ag program. And right now we have one of the students from North Arkansas College. We've got Casey Turner. She's not only a student here involved in the ag department, but also the ag club president. And Casey, thank you so much for visiting with us today. Appreciate your time.
Yes.
Well, first of all, I guess we'll get a little background from you. Where did you grow up, and how did you get involved in ag?
I graduated from Alpena, which is a local high school here. I have just always wanted to be involved with agriculture. I grew up with a farming family, and so I've always known that that's what I wanted to do.
What did your family do as agriculture business?
We have beef cattle, mostly. We have a little bit of everything on our farm. We have chickens, ducks, horses, cows.
You find that a lot, especially right here in the Four Corners area of northeast Oklahoma, southeast Kansas, southwest Missouri, northwest Arkansas. There's a lot of diversity going on.
Yeah.
You go a little farther to the north and out to the west, you see the big row crops. You get down in southern Arkansas, in the Delta region, you see a lot of beans and cotton and stuff. But boy, right here in our area, it's a little bit of everything. You got the poultry industry, you got the livestock, you got dairy, you got crops, you got everything going on. And you've got what we're going to be talking about later today right here in the greenhouse. The horticulture, because farmers markets have just exploded in the last few years, and what you guys are doing here with some of the growing of the vegetables and the fruits and things of that nature is just right up that alley. I guess, what are you looking to study, and what are you going to look for your degree?
Right now my major is ag business.
So you're looking in, and as Matt was talking earlier, that leaves you a wide variety of opportunities to go into once you graduate from college.
Yes.
Are you looking now? Where are you looking to go to after you complete your 2 years here?
After I graduate this May, I will be transferring to Arkansas Tech.
Arkansas Tech.
Yes.
So I know you are president of the Ag Club here too, and that's something we talked about with the kids up at Mizzou, and we'll talk about you as well. It's so important to have groups and involvement with the students, and North Arkansas College has those groups. How did you get involved in that?
Well, coming out of high school, I was heavily involved in the FFA chapter at my high school, and 4-H and things like that. Whenever I came to college here, I actually didn't realize that they had an ag club, and some of my friends that were a year ahead of me kind of got me involved with it, and then after they graduated, I became president.
To have these student organizations on campuses is so important, too, because you're bringing kids from not only all over the area, but from all over the country into one spot. So to have these student organizations allows everybody to relate, get to know each other a little better, and find out about people from different parts of the country.
Yes.
I know North Arkansas Ag Club, you guys have a mission. Talk a little bit about that.
We do. Our main mission is just to get the students involved. I think that the more involved that students are here on the college, the more successful they'll be throughout their college career, the more friends that they'll
all over the area, but from all over the country into one spot. So to have these student organizations allows everybody to relate. What type of activities do you have for the club members?
We do different things. We have, in the fall, we have a barnyard boo. That's kind of like a fall festival for the younger kids. We also go around to local elementary schools and do ag in the classroom. Some of our ag officers will go to that. For Ag Appreciation Week, in the past, we've done an activity, Ag Olympics, with the high school or with our club, and then we also have a livestock show in the spring, the Pioneer Classic.
Do you find that most of the kids that come here have already had some experience with organizations at the younger level like 4-H and FFA, or are there a few that have never been involved in things like that?
There are definitely a few that have never been involved. We have students in our club that are from maybe the nursing program or that are art students. So not all of them have ag backgrounds, but most of them have been heavily involved in their FFA chapters.
Did you do 4-H or FFA or both when you were younger?
FFA.
FFA. And I know you guys also get involved with a lot of state and area things like with the Cattlemen's Association, Farm Bureau, and things of that nature. You stay involved with those, and that just helps as kids continue through their courses here and then after they get out into the real world as well.
Yes.
I know having an organization like this on campus is very nice to have, and just as a personal aspect, why do you feel like it's important since you're the president and it got so heavily involved in it? What made it important for you?
I think the relationships that I've made throughout the club have probably been the biggest thing. I've made friends that I know I will keep with me for the rest of my life, and like I said, it's hard sometimes coming in from high school after being so heavily involved in an FFA chapter, and you might come to college and not know exactly what you're going to do. In the Ag Club, you know, we kind of take those freshmen under our wings and help them become more involved and more successful.
And like you said, some of the ones that don't have ag background coming from a younger age, you can kind of relate to them some of your experiences and what you did as growing up and kind of learn them kind of things as well. And then they can talk to you back about some of their experiences, the same thing. Because I always find it interesting, kids that do not come from an ag background really get interested and involved in this. We had a couple of those from Mizzou as well that did the same thing. And that once they got into the higher levels of high school or into their first years of college, they really started steering towards the ag industry and all of the different things that are offered. And like Matt was talking earlier, there's so many different, a wide variety of things to study. When people start thinking about agriculture, they just start thinking about cows and things of that nature, but there's lots of different areas to go into.
Exactly. At the beginning of the year when we were having freshman orientation, I was talking to one of the freshmen about our Ag Club, and he said, well, I don't like animals. I don't like cows. And I said, well, have you seen our greenhouse? And he has become one of our most active members in the club this year.
Once you graduate and go on out into the real world, what is it something that you're thinking about you want to get into?
I'm not exactly sure yet. Maybe insurance, maybe a loan officer through a bank or something like that. Haven't exactly decided.
I forgot to ask you, are you in your first year or second year?
Second year. This is my last semester.
Second year, so you'll be moving on to Arkansas Tech next year then. So you just got a couple of months left here at Harrison, don't you? Well, Casey, we do appreciate your time very much. We wish you a lot of luck in your future successes and your continuing education. And thanks for spending time with us today and talking a little bit about the student involvement here at North Ark.
Thank you.
Again, you can find out all the information you need about North Arkansas College. Just go online to northark.edu. That's northark.edu. Casey Turner, Ag student here at North Arkansas College and also the Ag Club president. We appreciate her visiting with us today. We are going to take another break, and then we've got Emily Tucker to talk with, I should say, and she's going to talk about the greenhouse here at North Arkansas College and some of the things they're growing in here, some great things to eat, and we'll visit with her when we come back. Once again, Farm of the Four States here on AM 990 Ag Source Radio, live on the road with a special Thursday edition of Farm of the Four States. We are at North Arkansas College in Harrison, Arkansas, visiting with the folks here in the Ag Department at North Arkansas College. Again, you can find out more by going online, northark.edu. That's northark.edu. We appreciate the folks here at Harrison for having us down and letting us check out their facilities. We're set up live here in the greenhouse, and we're going to talk to you a little bit about what they're growing here in the greenhouse and some of the things they do in their departments. And right now we're going to visit with Emily Tucker. She's farm manager, program assistant, and part-time professor. You got a lot of titles there after your name. That keeps you busy.
Yes, it does.
Well, we do appreciate you taking time as well to visit with us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I guess we'll start a little bit with what we're setting in the greenhouse. We talked about the college being here since '74. When was this greenhouse built?
The greenhouse was actually built 2 years ago, and it's been a great investment for our college. It really has allowed the students to really broaden their minds to what agriculture is all about.
And the folks that are watching on web TV, they can kind of see the dimensions of this a little bit, but this is a pretty good-sized building. How big is this?
Yeah, it's actually 30 foot by 96 feet. So
you cover a lot of space here, and Daisy will pan around to check out some of the produce that you have here, but what are some of the plants that you grow here?
Yeah, we've got blackberries, strawberries, and lettuce. Those are our main things that we grow. The lettuce, we actually produce about 100 pounds a week here with the lettuce, and our strawberry production's just coming on. We're producing about 4 quarts a week, or 4 quarts a day here right now, and hoping for more production as the season continues.
And I can tell you those blackberries are some of the biggest blackberries I have ever seen. Tame or wild or whatever, those are enormous blackberries.
They're huge. Yeah, I was looking earlier, and they're about the size of 2 of my thumbs put together. So, yeah, we've got Arkansas 45 and Arkansas Freedom developed by U of A, and we've been really happy with them so far.
Of course, people that are watching on web TV can see in the background all the green lettuce that you have. And what's really interesting about the lettuce you grow is using the hydroponic technology. And talk a little bit about that, if you would.
Yeah, the hydroponics. We use the NFT, nutrient film technique, and we provide all the nutrients that the plant needs through the water. We regulate the pH as well. That's really important in hydroponics. We have 5 varieties of lettuce that we grow in here. We do butterhead, winter density, romaine, and a few others.
When you start talking about the hydroponic technology to a lot of people too, it kind of freaks them out because people that are traditional gardeners, they're growing in the soil, they know but you put too much water on stuff and it's going to turn yellow and die, but this is all this lettuce is getting is liquid.
Yes, it thrives on it. We provide just the amount of liquid that it needs. We use Oasis cubes, which really help the plant get exactly the moisture amount that it needs. And, we, as opposed to soil, we don't have to worry about disease as much because as soon as we have something come through, we just take the plants out, we sanitize everything, and then we're good to go again.
Talk about ultimate science, too, getting everything narrowed down to the exact precise amounts of the different nutrients that the plant needs to make sure it grows the quickest and the most beneficial. That's really interesting when you get into that.
Yeah, precision is the key thing in hydroponics. It allows us to be very precise with our production and very precise with what we provide for the plant as well.
Casey was talking about one of the students that got interested in the greenhouse and the horticulture. Do you have a lot of students that once they see about this, they really get interested in it?
Oh, they really do. A lot of our students have never seen anything like this. They know about their grandma's, backyard garden is a lot of what they come from. But this really opens their eyes to all the different opportunities that can be provided in agriculture and gives them hands-on experience, with this, which is, what the industry is going towards. So it really provides them fresh outlooks.
You ever find some of the ones that maybe they were looking at going into livestock or some other, and they look over here and say, I want to go look at that greenhouse and see what's going on over there. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, we have that quite a bit. Our animal science students, they are pretty set in their ways, and then they see this and they're like, oh, well, yeah, that might be actually something I might want to do as well. We have one student that they've said that they might want to, have a greenhouse someday of their own along with their beef farm operation.
And I can see where something like this, too, they can really get involved in this and be with all aspects, because you got the science and technology stuff, learning that in the classroom, and then coming out here and applying it at the greenhouse. And there's lots of work here with not only taking care of the produce, but then harvesting it and making sure it's got to where it needs to be. There's a lot of involvement that can be done right here.
Yeah, there is. We have 5 work studies that we keep fairly busy up here, and then we incorporate our classes into utilizing them as well. And the students really get a lot out of just the hands-on aspect of this. And getting to actually do things on their own with the hydroponics. We
talked about the strawberries and the blackberries, but the hydroponics is where the lettuce comes from, and you guys grow a lot of it, as folks can see in the background behind us. And the neat thing about the lettuce you grow here, you market it as well to a restaurant right here in Harrison.
Yes, Neighbor's Mill. We provide them with the 100 pounds a week. That's where we take all of our lettuce. At this point, we're going to start selling to our faculty and staff as well. But yeah, we really like the farm-to-table aspect of it. They like it as well. It's fresh. It lasts a little longer than the other commodities that they might buy from. And yeah, it's been a really great thing for us. It's been a really great thing for them. I think everybody's happy with it.
Yeah, and we were talking earlier before we got on the air with Matt. You can't get any fresher than this lettuce, because on the day it's harvested, it's at the Neighborhood's Mill Cafe by noontime, and you could be eating fresh lettuce that was just harvested that morning for lunch.
Right. We've actually done that before. Matt and I, for lunch, were like, hey, let's go eat some of our lettuce. How about it? And, yeah, it's a great thing.
Now, what were the 4 different types of lettuces you grow?
We grow 5. We grow the Butterhead, Winter Density, we're romaine, and the green leaf. And and we also grow a red leaf variety as well. Yeah, that was the fifth one.
You're finding that a lot now in salads, a little color added in there, and people really seem to like that.
Yeah, they do. I know Neighbor's Mill has really commented on how much they like the variety that we provide and the color. That is a big thing, and how it's a lot more tender. Our lettuce is very tender due to the hydroponics and the nutrients. And everything, the precision of it.
Of course, we talk a lot about here on Farm in the 4 States. We've talked about with the Cattlemen's Associations, they've got the Pasture to Plate program. You've got the Farm to Fork, and you guys are involved with the Farm to Table movement. How are you participating in that?
Yeah, the Neighbor's Mill, that provides us an outlet, to provide straight from the farm to the table there. Also, like I said, our faculty and staff benefit from this as well. Yeah.
Are you finding people that, since the farmers market situation in most communities here in our area has really grown in the last 10, 12 years, a lot of people are really turning towards that fresh produce. Are you finding people coming to you and talking about, hey, I want to try this at my garden in the backyard?
Yeah, we have. Actually, some of our staff, they've taken our lettuce that they bought from us and just replanted it straight into their garden, and it's done really well for them. And they've said it grows all season. But then I know that they are looking into this kind of, like I said earlier, it broadens everyone's outlook on what agriculture is. And they are trying to come up with, ways to do this in their backyards and just to incorporate it into their own farms.
Since this is a greenhouse, you've got a controlled environment here. What do you usually try to keep the temperature and humidity and things in here?
About 70 degrees is what we try to keep it at. And the humidity, we try to keep it around 60%.
Of course, you have a lot of fans set up, both circulating fans inside and then exhaust fans as well. Does the air movement factor in with the hydroponics?
Yeah, it does. The CO2. It helps a lot with the CO2 aspect of it.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
And where you're located here, too, you're kind of high up on a hill here on the South Campus. You're in a perfect spot to get a lot of sunshine.
Yeah, we are. It can get pretty warm in here if it's not regulated.
We're mid-50s today outside, but, we're 70 or better inside. And if that sun would come out, it would warm up in here in a hurry. You might have to turn those fans back on, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I know you also, North Ark is in cooperation. You got a partnership with the University of Arkansas and their horticulture department. What does all that take into, and what does that involve?
Sure. We started that about 2 years ago when we, started the greenhouse. And U of A, we've done research for them with the strawberries and blackberries. We've done lights versus no lights, perlite versus substrate, and different varieties of the blackberries and strawberries. It's been really nice for both programs. We benefit from our students get to listen to, their professor will come and give lectures and help us out sometimes, and then our students just get the hands-on aspect of getting to work in the different kinds of strawberries, different kinds of blackberries, and getting to learn about that industry.
Yeah, and that goes back to what we were talking earlier with Matt, too, getting the students actually involved with the work ethic and the work of this, getting their hands dirty as well and learning about it right on site like this.
Yes. Our students actually helped plant all of our blackberries and strawberries. Our class last semester did. And so, yeah, it really is a great opportunity for them to get hands-on, just see what the industry is all about and if they might want to go into it. And we're definitely having a lot of interest from it.
And it's amazing for the people that might be interested in the hydroponics of how quickly you can turn around a crop. I mean, we were talking with Matt earlier, 8 to 10 weeks on the short end, 10 to 12 on the long end, depending on the weather conditions, the amount of sunlight you get and stuff, and then 100 pounds a week. Now, you gave the dimensions of this house. It's a pretty good-sized greenhouse, but the lettuce only takes up about half of it, and to turn out 100 pounds a week, that's a lot of produce to turn around in a short amount of time.
It is. It's really impressive. That's definitely why the industry is going that way, because you can produce so much in such a small space.
And then, like you said, the ability to be able to keep it fresh, too. Depending on how it's harvested, you leave a little bit of the root system with it, and you can put it in some water and keep it fresh in your refrigerator home a lot longer than traditional lettuce that you buy in a package at the store.
Right. I've actually brought some home, and it just continued growing. I think I kept it in my windowsill just kind of as a project, and 3 weeks later it was still growing and getting bigger, and it was still doing great. So,
one thing I didn't ask you at the start, you are the program assistant part-time professor here, but did your family have a history of agriculture, or did you just get started after you got into high school and into college?
I always had an interest in it. We unfortunately, my family didn't have any personally, but our family and friends did, and I always grew up around it. The neighbors, actually, I did a lot of, hey, can I come and help you feed cows? I thought that was the coolest thing, and I think I saw my first baby cow born when I was like 8 years old, and was like, Mom, what's this? So I had chickens and just small livestock growing up, but it was always a passion of mine. I went through, the 4-H program here in Boone County, and it's really nice because I now get to work with the extension agents that taught me as a kid, and then I went to College of the Ozarks and got to work on the dairy there, and I worked at a vet clinic in high school, and the more I learned about agriculture, the more passionate I became about it, and so I'm blessed to be here now.
Do you run around to all the facilities here at North Ark? We're here at the greenhouse today, but we talked about the learning lab, the 40-acre learning lab, and then some of the livestock farms. Do you run around to all those and check on those from time to time? Yeah.
The main ones I'm over here on campus are this greenhouse and our high tunnel as well. I've also incorporated into my equine class. I brought my horses onto campus, and we've done labs with that. And then I've also helped with the labs on our farm as well. But I'm mainly over the greenhouses here on campus.
Well, if someone, a high school student out there, is looking at getting their feet wet and getting started, looking for a good 2-year institution to get things going in an ag department type of thing, North Ark is a great place to come and do that. And what would you give advice to some student out there that's maybe looking to continue their education at the collegiate level?
I think definitely my advice would be, to research the different areas, to go and do internships with business leaders, to just look into the field as much as you can. We would be more than happy to help with that. Talk to your local extension agents. Talk to your high school teacher. I know my high school agriculture teacher, Mr. Parker, was huge in encouraging me to pursue ag and educating me on the different avenues that there are. And we like to think we continue that here. But yeah, just definitely research. and just really look into it and see how you can get involved.
Well, Emily, we appreciate your time again. Thank you so much for visiting with us today here on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Emily Tucker from North Arkansas College visiting with us here today on Farm of the Four States. We're going to go ahead and get the commodity update from Brownfield, and then we'll be back to wrap up today's program.